I think we are on. Okay, how's it going, guys? Is Gaz here with you? This is Full Time Devils. Let me just press this button so we get the comments. There we go. Right, yeah, this is Full Time Devils, where we bring you tomorrow's transfer stories today, and we give our opinions on them as well. And, you know, we are all very knowledgeable football fans. We all make predictions, and they're always 100% of the time, really, completely bang on. Completely bang on every single time. Okay. Last week, I came on and I'm quoting myself here. I genuinely think that I said, Antoine Griezmann, guys, stop moaning about Antoine Griezmann. Stop getting panicky because it's definitely happening. He's definitely coming Man United. What happened the day later? Yeah, you know what happened the day later. What happened? I thought we had that transfer. I thought we had Griezmann done. All of the reports that were coming out says that we were going for him. I was so excited. And then he was like teasing us online. I thought, surely we can wrap this up. He feels like he wants it. But alas, it didn't happen. And I kind of do think that Antoine Griezmann was the same. I kind of think that he wanted to come, or he thought he was coming United as well. But obviously, after what's happened, you've got to say fair play to the geezer, to be fair. Showing loyalty in modern football. No problems with that. Although, obviously, would have preferred him at Manchester United. Right, let's move on then, and let's talk about some players that could actually be coming to Manchester United this season. I'm not going to confirm any, because if I do that, the next day they'll sign a new contract, so I won't do that. But let's have a look at them then. Lukaku is the name at the minute. Everyone is talking about Lukaku because there are potentially 3 different clubs that he could go to this summer. So he's obviously been linked to Man United, and he's obviously been linked with a move back to Chelsea. We all know about that. However, the Mirror have basically reported, if I can just scroll up here a sec, they have reported that Bayern Munich have joined the race as well. So Bayern Munich, Man United and Chelsea all in for Romelu Lukaku, according to the Mirror. Now, personally, if I look at this a bit objectively, I can see why you'd want to go back to Chelsea. I can definitely see why. I think that he'd still get games at Chelsea. I think I personally would rate him above Diego Costa, in my opinion. And Chelsea, obviously, just coming back off winning the league. He knows that they have a very strong squad, not necessarily something that needs building on too much. You look at Man United, of course, we won the Europa League, but we did finish in 6th place, which I feel like as a player, as you're looking, if you're looking at that from a different club, it must be a bit like, that's still a project that isn't quite finished. I'd rather go to the finished project and potentially win another title straight off the bat. Obviously, us as Man United fans, we're aware that we still believe that we have a good enough squad to challenge for the title next year, or I do anyway. But it's whether other players have that faith in us. As for Bayern Munich joining in, Bayern Munich, I mean, why would they need Romelu Lukaku, seriously? And I mean, would he really fancy doing that in a league where he's already proven himself? Why would he want to go and prove himself completely in another country straight away? Personally think that he'd rather go to Chelsea or Man United, and I kind of think that his preference might be Chelsea. And people who are in agreement with me are the Daily Star, and the Daily Star are saying that Romelu Lukaku would rather join Chelsea this summer than Manchester United. Now, what do you think, guys? What do you think about those reasons that I said there when I mentioned as well about Romelu Lukaku, about why you'd rather join Chelsea? Do you think that plays into a player's head, or do you think that he'd probably still rather come United if we offered him more money? Let's see what some people are saying. It's weird, there's a few negative comments that I've seen so far on Romelu Lukaku. Let's just get a couple more comments in. Okay, I can't see many comments really talking about Lukaku, so we'll move on from there. But yeah, Romelu Lukaku, apparently, according to the Daily Star, he'd rather prefer to go to Chelsea, whereas in the Mirror, it's saying that Bayern Munich have joined in for the race for him. Right, okay, let's see what the Express is saying. The Express are talking about Perisic, and they are saying that Manchester United, obviously we know the links that we are in for Ivan Perisic, but it's apparently been given a boost because of Inter Milan's sort of financial fair play situation, where it's looking like they could do with the money from the Perisic transfer. And I have to ask you guys something here. I think you might be able to help me here, because I'm going to be completely honest with you, I don't watch a hell of a lot of Italian football. However, the numbers that are being batted around for this guy, I mean, 40 to 50 million, I've even seen some people say more than that. Is he worth that? Is he worth that? I mean, I'm not the type of guy who's going to complain about us spending loads of money, because we earn that. dead quick, so I'm not really that fussed about that. But I feel like, are there not other players that we'd rather go for? Someone with the name Marcus Rashford, I'll assume it's not Marcus Rashford, just says, not Perisic, in capital letters. So I'll take your word for that. Let's see what other people are saying. Jack Farrow says, not Perisic, please spend the money elsewhere. Yeah, mate, that's kind of the question that I was asking. Could it be put towards another transfer? Especially if the rumours about De Gea are going as well, because that could add a certain amount to the transfer kitty. I know that it's not like FIFA, where you sell a player for 60 mil and you get 60 mil to spend, but it still gives us a bit of leeway in the transfer market. I got a comment then, I'm sorry I missed your name, but a comment there that just said that he's worth it. So he's one of those players where I feel like, based on what other people are saying, I completely can't come here and claim that I'm dead knowledgeable on him. But a lot of people have said he's an inconsistent player. I'm not sure if that's the case, but I don't want another Nani on our hands. You know what I mean? Nani was one of the most frustrating players at Man United. Seriously. Because Nani would be brilliant sometimes. I remember Nani being one of my favourite players on his day, but he'd have one proper world-class performance and then 10 absolute crap games, genuinely. Luckily, it was with a Sir Alex Ferguson team, so a lot of the time, one player playing too badly didn't really matter too much. Right, so, in fact, sorry guys, this is something that I wanted to fit in right at the start of the video, but I've completely forgot, because it came in just before I started this video, because this is quite a big claim by the Mirror. Brace yourself for this, because we're all talking about these different players that United are linked to, but for me, I think that a centre-half is important, I think that a full-back is important, and I think a number 9 is important as well. A striker is definitely important for United this season. They're the three most important positions, in my opinion. Three most important. And according to the Mirror, we've signed, well, we're set to complete, should I say, a signing from Benfica. Victor Lindelof, of course, we all know. He was linked to us last summer. It looked like we could have actually been able to get him last summer as well. But potentially, according to the Mirror, this is one that is going to be happening. They've reported it as set to complete £35 million. £35 million for a 22-year-old defender. I tell you what, I mean, like I say, I know that I'm a bit of a broken record here when I say I've not watched him that much, but come on, who watches Portuguese football, unless you're Portuguese? But I think back to last summer, and I think back to when we signed Eric Bailly, or Bailly, whatever you want to pronounce it. And I remember not being too excited about that. I remember thinking, never heard of this guy. Not really that bothered, to be honest. And for me, he was our best new player last season. He was sensational. So if we can bring in a player like that, another young defender as well, who is only going to improve, I am all for it, because we need a centre-half. We really, really do need a centre-half. I saw a comment then, I'm sorry I missed your name, but someone commented then saying, are we getting Gaetan as well? Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, I'm waiting for the rumours. I'm just waiting on one of these. I'm going to be speaking about Gaetan, and I'm going to be speaking about Ronaldo. And Wesley Sneijder is probably coming back as well. He'll probably be linked to United at some point. And as well, just a little thing to finish on as well. I've seen in the Daily Star, we're apparently being linked to a lad called Max Broughton. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. It might be Broughton. Broughton. Bolton youngster, 16 years old. So, good to see United still improving the academy. Right, guys, let's get some comments in then. I want to read some of your comments then before I shoot off. Newash says Lindelof is better than Van Dijk, 20 times better than Van Dijk. Well, that's what I mean, mate. I mean, because we talk about these Premier League defenders and say, like, you know, they perform steady at a club like Southampton or something like that. But occasionally that sort of unknown entity of a foreign player, it surprises everyone, including me last season. Last season with Eric Bailly, like I was saying, I just can't believe how good he was last season. If we can get a player who performs half as well as Bailly did last season, this season, I think we're sweet, because we've got Bailly as well, of course. Marcus Rashford, and again, I'm not sure if it's the real Marcus Rashford, I don't think it is, said, who was it that you just actually said then? Sorry, mate. I'm just going to scroll up and see if I can get some of your comments without breaking my camera. You think he was talking about Van Dijk to City, actually? Well, he's not coming to United, is he? A comment there just says someone, I completely miss your name, mate, just saying Lindelof is, shh, you know what I'm trying to say, Gaz. Yeah, well, I can't really say how good he is. All I can do is trust the manager's opinion, because he knows a damn sight better than me. Right, okay, yeah, and I am going to have to touch on this as well. Very sad news, really, in the football world today, wasn't it? About Czech Tiote, ex-Newcastle player. He's playing for a club in China now, and it was announced today that he passed away suddenly. No details in regards to that, but he's 30 years old, I think they were saying on the news before. And just real sudden, real sad, and just makes you think, doesn't it, that you want to take every day for granted, because even someone who's in the peak physical condition, it just happens so suddenly like that. So sad, and obviously we are all sending our love. Okay, I'm going to get a couple more comments from you guys then about transfers. So someone then speaking about Cavani. Cavani's getting old though now, mate. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, Cavani. I'm waiting for comments that are relevant. Travis says there's other centre-backs out there. So are you saying that the other centre-backs better than Lindelof? Well, that's what I mean though, mate. But you put, like I keep saying, if you put yourself in the situation of last summer, and you're sort of thinking there's better centre-halves out there than this Eric Bailey, lad. That's what I was saying anyway. I will openly admit that I was saying that. And look what he's become. So I have faith in Jose. That is what I do. I have faith in Jose. I don't think he's made a bad signing so far. I know he's only had 2 windows so far, but he's not made a bad signing so far. I think they all played well last season, and I trust him to go for these players. So Lindelof, the Mirror reporting that we are set to complete a 35 million deal. It'll be our first incoming. That is what the Mirror are reporting. The Express as well are saying that we have a boosted chance of signing Ivan Perisic because of Inter Milan's financial fair play situation, but they're not saying any more than that. And of course Romelu Lukaku, the main man, 3 clubs going in for him now according to the papers. The Daily Star reporting that Bayern Munich are in for him. Oh no, sorry, not the Daily Star, the Daily Mirror reporting that Bayern Munich are in for him, and the Daily Star saying that he'd rather join Chelsea. Guys, we'll have to wait and see. Join us right here, 11 PM, live on YouTube, UK time, every single night. We'll be bringing you tomorrow's papers today and discussing whether it's a load of trash or not. And also making wild predictions that don't appear to happen. Join us tomorrow for more of that. Laters, guys.